What is up, Trendix crew? Get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of the hottest stories shaking up the world right now. First up, the NBA offseason is heating up, and it looks like the Milwaukee Bucks might be pulling off another major coup. After missing out on Miles Turner, who landed with them instead of the Lakers, could they be poised to snatch another Lakers' dream target, Andrew Wiggins, right out from under their noses? We've got the inside scoop on how this potential blockbuster trade could unfold. Next, we're heading to the WNBA hardwood, where the Indiana Fever are facing elimination. After dropping Game 1 to the Atlanta Dream, the Fever need a massive offensive turnaround on their home court to keep their playoff hopes alive. Can Kelsey Mitchell and the Fever find their scoring touch and force a decisive Game 3, or will the Dream shut the door on their season? We're breaking down what the Fever need to do to bounce back. Hold on to your hats, because this next story is for the car enthusiasts and pop culture fans alike. Joe Rogan's incredible custom 1985 Porsche 911 is hitting the collector's market, and this isn't just any classic car. We're talking about a meticulously crafted RSR Project tribute, blending vintage aesthetics with modern performance. Get ready for a closer look at this automotive masterpiece that's the stuff of dreams. And finally, we're diving deep into the world of economics with a look at Postliberals Economic Dreaming. This growing movement is challenging free markets, but are their ideas grounded in reality, or are they disconnected? We're dissecting their critiques and exploring the potential consequences of their proposed policies. It's a complex topic, but we're breaking it down for you. Stick around for all the details, and make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell on. Lakers' dream target could be stolen by the Bucks again. The NBA offseason is a game of inches, and sometimes it's a game of missed opportunities. For years, the Los Angeles Lakers were rumored to be circling Miles Turner, but the deal never materialized. Fast forward, and it was the Milwaukee Bucks who swooped in, acquiring Turner from the Indiana Pacers. Now, history might be repeating itself, but this time with Andrew Wiggins as the prize. The Lakers reportedly have their sights set on Wiggins to bolster their wing defense and complement Luka Doncic. But the ever-aggressive Bucks are once again lurking, potentially ready to play spoiler. The narrative of the Lakers chasing a player the Bucks end up acquiring is a familiar one. The connection between the Bucks and Wiggins isn't new either. Reports indicate Milwaukee explored a trade for him earlier in the summer, even using Pat Connaughton's expiring contract as a potential piece before their move for Turner. Despite that deal, the Bucks still have financial avenues to pursue Wiggins, potentially involving Kyle Kuzma and draft capital to make it work. If the Lakers hesitate or refuse to meet the asking price, the Bucks' proven willingness to make bold moves could see them land Wiggins, just as they did with Turner. Wiggins himself presents a perfect fit for the Bucks system. His defensive versatility allows him to guard multiple positions and adapt to various schemes, while his offensive game offers flexibility, whether he's creating for himself or playing off Giannis Antetokounmpo. With training camp on the horizon, a Wiggins trade seems increasingly likely as teams gear up for the season. And both Milwaukee and Los Angeles could find themselves in a desperate pursuit for a proven wing defender as the trade deadline approaches. Fans are buzzing about the potential ripple effects of this trade. Could Wiggins finally be the missing piece for a championship contender, or will the Lakers regret letting another top target slip through their fingers? The speculation is rampant, and the NBA landscape could shift dramatically. Don't go anywhere, because the playoff drama is just getting started. Next up, we're heading to the WNBA court, where a team is fighting for survival. Fever's offense must ignite to survive against the Dream. The Indiana Fever are staring down elimination in Game 2 of their WNBA Playoff series against the Atlanta Dream, and their offense needs a serious jolt. After a lackluster 80-68 loss in Game 1, where they shot a dismal 34.9% from the field, the Fever must find a way to generate more consistent scoring at home. Head coach Stephanie White pointed to foul trouble and a lack of physicality as key factors in their Game 1 defeat. Despite shooting more free throws, the Fever's offense looked stagnant, with Kelsey Mitchell carrying the scoring load with 27 points. Odyssey Sims was the only other player in double figures, and the team struggled mightily from beyond the arc, hitting just 2 3-pointers. Meanwhile, the Dream, led by Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray, did just enough to secure the win, even without playing their best basketball. The series now shifts to Indianapolis, where the Fever historically perform much better, averaging nearly 10 more points per possession at home than on the road. White emphasized the need for aggressive offense and consistent ball movement for the full 40 minutes. The Dream, aware of the Fever's home court advantage, are focused on avoiding complacency and continuing their strong play. Coach Carl Smesko stressed that Game 1's win is just the first step, and they need to win another to advance. For the Fever to force a Game 3, key players like Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard, who combined for just 13 points in Game 1, must step up their offensive production. Their physicality and scoring presence in the paint will be crucial in matching the Dream's intensity and executing Coach White's game plan. The pressure is on for the Fever to defend their home court and keep their championship aspirations alive. Will the Fever fan base ignite their team to victory? Coming up, a legendary ride from a podcast icon is up for grabs. Joe Rogan's bespoke Porsche 911, a collector's ultimate dream machine. For fans of Joe Rogan and automotive artistry, get ready to drool. The iconic podcaster and UFC commentator's custom 1985 Porsche 911 is poised to become a collector's ultimate prize. This isn't just a restored classic. It's a bespoke creation from RSR Project, a renowned outfit that builds road-legal tributes to Porsche's legendary 911 RSR race cars. Rogan, already known for his impressive collection of modified Porsches, has taken his passion to a new level with this RSR tribute. RSR Project meticulously rebuilds each car from the ground up, starting with a 1984-1989 Porsche 911 Carrera donor. The process involves a complete engine and transmission overhaul, focusing on precision and performance. Rogan opted for a 3.5-liter flat-six engine, ensuring a thrilling driving experience. The exterior is reshaped into the classic long hood design, complete with period-correct RSR touches like a ducktail spoiler, fiberglass bumpers, and iconic Carrera striping, all finished with a stunning paint job and braid futz wheels. The interior is a masterclass in retro modernization. Stripped down and reupholstered, it features a classic Porsche dash, RS-style door panels, and lightweight Perlon carpeting. Rogan's specific build includes black vinyl and woven leather bucket seats, reminiscent of the 1960s Ford GT40, paired with a vintage Momo prototypo steering wheel and a precision Wevo short shifter. Notably, Rogan chose to forego modern infotainment systems, opting only for an air conditioner, emphasizing the car's pure, driver-focused nature. RSR Project founder Richard Skickman emphasizes that every build is designed to be driven hard, and Rogan's Porsche has already been road-proven for over 700 miles. While pricing for Rogan's specific build isn't public, RSR Project commissions start at a staggering $375,000, making this a significant investment for any collector. The combination of Rogan's star power, the rarity of an RSR tribute, and the meticulous craftsmanship makes this Porsche 911 a truly unique and highly coveted machine. But are these kinds of high-performance dreams built on sound economic principles? Our final story tackles a controversial economic philosophy that's gaining traction. Postliberals Economic Dreaming, a disconnect from reality. A growing movement known as postliberalism is challenging the foundations of free market capitalism across the Western world. But critics argue their economic ideas are seriously detached from reality. While postliberals don't agree on every point, a shared skepticism towards free markets is a common thread, with many advocating for state intervention to steer economies toward specific goals. These goals range from vague notions of more localism and greater community to concrete objectives like shifting focus from services back to manufacturing. Proposed solutions include increased welfare spending, stronger unions, higher tariffs, more regulation, industrial policy, and even government stakes in companies. However, economists point out that these measures come with well-documented drawbacks. Tariffs hurt competitiveness, industrial policy breeds cronyism, large welfare states create dependency and debt, and big unions reduce labor market flexibility. Many post-liberals appear unwilling to reconsider their positions, exhibiting what some describe as a freely chosen economic obliviousness. This disconnect is starkly illustrated when examining their portrayal of current economic conditions. Post-liberals often claim that Western economies have been dominated by market liberals since the 1980s. However, data shows a different picture. Government spending as a percentage of GDP remains high across Western nations, with France at nearly 60% and the US at 39% in recent years. Furthermore, regulations have exploded, with the U.S. Code of Federal Regulations ballooning to over 190,000 pages. Welfare programs also remain extensive, with about 23% of Britain's working-age population receiving government benefits. These figures challenge the notion of unfettered markets and suggest that the state's role has consistently expanded. When confronted with such data, post-liberals often respond with indifference or non sequiturs, sometimes dismissing economics itself as a great mystery or glorified materialism. This reluctance to engage with economic truths raises concerns about the practicality and potential negative consequences of their policy proposals. For instance, a proposal for a 3% fixed-rate 30-year mortgage for certain couples, while well-intentioned, ignores basic economic principles. Such a below-market rate would distort the housing market, artificially increase demand, and likely drive prices higher, exacerbating the very affordability crisis it aims to solve. Critics argue that this demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of price signals, supply and demand, and unintended consequences, core concepts in economics. This intellectual detachment echoes historical parallels, with critics drawing comparisons to the vague, romanticized, and politically driven economic ideas seen in fascist regimes of the 1930s. While not suggesting modern post-liberals are fascists, the shared disdain for economic realities and focus on ideology over empirical evidence is a cause for concern. The article concludes that while not everyone needs to be an economist, a basic grasp of economic principles is essential for anyone commenting on economic policy, as ignorance in this realm can be destructive. That's all the breaking news for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And that's a wrap on today's Trendix Rundown. We saw the Milwaukee Bucks potentially eyeing another Lakers target in Andrew Wiggins, the Indiana Fever fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive against the Atlanta Dream, Joe Rogan's incredible custom Porsche 911 hitting the market, and a critical look at the economic ideas of post-liberalism. Don't miss out on future updates. Smash that like button, subscribe to Trendix for more, ring that notification bell so you're always in the loop, drop a comment telling us your thoughts on today's stories, and follow us on all our social channels for behind-the-scenes content. See you next time.